Hi, and welcome to Primo University. I'm Daryl Schultz, and this class is going to be on maintenance. Now, there's not a whole lot of maintenance to a Primo ceramic grill, but depending on how much you grill, there are some general checks that you want to do from time to time. I can't tell you whether you need to do it every 3 months or once a year. It really depends on how long your grilling season is and how often you grill. So we're going to start with the exterior. You notice this stainless steel hardware that we have on it. What you want to do is you just want to make sure that you've snugged up that hardware. You don't want to over tighten it because you can snap a screw. So you just want to make sure that they're snug. So I'm going to take a 1/2 inch wrench just on the handle, and I'm just going to snug that just a little bit just to see what kind of resistance I get. And I'm seeing that there's plenty right there. Now there are 2 other areas that you want to look at. The first being, if you come over here, we have the 2 band tightening bolts. There are 2 nuts on the back, and you'll notice that the bolts are actually deformed. That's what tells us at the factory that we have that proper pressure. But all you want to do is just come back, put it on there, and just make sure that you're getting some good resistance on there. Now the next area that you want to look at is the hinge plate, and we have 4 cap screws on each side. So you just want to come back, just make sure that they're snug, just make sure that there's not really any type of looseness there. And I want to show you one last area. Now this is your hinge plate on the back. This is where your serial number is. You can just pull this straight off and look inside. If you feel that there's some kind of play, that it just feels like it's not acting like it was the first day that you had the grill, you can see that you can use an Allen wrench here. You can use a box wrench here on here just to make sure that those are all tight as well. And then this hinge plate goes back on very easily. Now the next thing that I want to show you is just a little trick. It's real important that you have your gaskets have that nice seal. That's going to help you in 2 ways, especially when you're doing low temperature cooking. You want to make sure you have that seal, because if you're introducing extra air in there, it's really going to be hard to maintain that low temperature. Also, when you shut down, if you're allowing air to get in after you've shut your draft door and your top vent, you're going to be burning more of that lump charcoal than you really need to. So to make sure that your gaskets are sealed, what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called the dollar bill test. It's a very simple test. What we're going to do is we're going to take a dollar bill and we're going to look for resistance. We're just going to go around the grill. We're going to drop the dollar bill in. It feels snug. You're just pulling it. You're feeling resistance. And as you go around the grill, more resistance. You can come back here at the back. I can't even pull it out from the back. It's so tight. So you just want to work your way around that grill. Make sure that you've got that nice seal. Now if you feel areas where there's no resistance, that means that you've got a leak there. So Primo does make replacement gasket kits, and so I would recommend that you get one of those. They come with full instructions. It takes about 30 minutes, and that will really improve your cooking ability. One thing that I want to talk to you about too is from time to time you will have your grill, it may be periods of non-use, especially if you're in a high humidity area. If you get a lot of rain, what can happen is that mold or mildew can grow inside the grill. Now, don't be alarmed. I mean, it's a warm, moist, dark environment, just the perfect environment for mold. But fortunately, Primo ceramic grills are a self-cleaning oven. So very simple steps to rid that. If you do happen to open it up, you see a little bit of mold or mildew that's growing. Sometimes it's from food that's been left on the grill or food residue. Very, very easy to eradicate. All you do is load the grill up, get it up to 500 degrees or higher, and just let it run for about 30 minutes. That's really acts like a self-cleaning oven. And so once you're done with that, shut the grill down, let it cool off, come back and you can use it. What you can do too is if you do see any residue, you can use a soft bristle brush, but that's really not necessary. You can just wipe down the cooking surface and you'll be good to go. The next thing is ash removal. Now, Primo ceramic grills, natural lump charcoal does not produce a lot of ash, not anything close to what briquette charcoal does. But after you've used about a 20-pound bag, you'll get about a cantaloupe size of ash in there. And so there's a really easy way to do it. We've got an ash tool. It's kind of in the shape of a J. And what you can do is just open up the draft door. I do want to caution you though, you want to do it after the grill is completely cool. You want to make sure that there's no hot embers in there that you'd be pulling out. So just get yourself a bucket or a receptacle, and all you're going to do is just reach into the grill, scoop it up, and just scoop it into that bucket, and you'll be good to go for another bag. Now, we talked about gaskets and how ceramic grills can be sealed. So I want to end the class and talk to you about flashbacks. Now, flashbacks are a characteristic of ceramic grills, Primo and all other ceramic grills, because we do have the ability to seal a very high fire within the grill. So what can happen is that when you're at very high grilling temperatures, if you inadvertently completely close off the air of the top vent and the draft door, what can happen is that natural lump charcoal, it is starved for oxygen. And what causes a flashback is just lifting the grill up after you've done that, because what will happen is oxygen will rush in and it will come back out as white heat. So you risk a burn injury, but there's an easy way to prevent that. If you do find that you've closed both of those and you're at a very high temperature, very easy to solve. You just open this back up, open the top vent back up, wait a few seconds. That allows the oxygen to come back in and kind of stabilize that fire. And then you just want to burp the grill. You just want to lift it up for just a second, put it back down, and then you can lift it back up, and that will always prevent flashbacks. So it's very preventable. Thank you for joining me, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.